Hopefully I'm live, everyone. Good evening. It just did a really weird buffering thing when I went live there. So give me a thumbs up. Tell me you can see me, hear me. Or you may want to mute me, but hopefully you can hear me. Mr. G is somewhere in the background just checking that I am transmitting this evening. And it was great to see so many of you on. I've been a wee bit warm. I've had a shower. I've been packing your orders all day. Thank you so much for all those orders that came in on yesterday's headliner shows, busy shows. I was glad of being in the air-conditioned studios, that's for sure. But today's been a bit of hard work getting kind of packing and being on my feet all day. And my beautiful mum has been over to help out as well to make sure we don't leave you waiting too long for those orders. So got about half of them today and hoping to get the rest done tomorrow so we can get them all out the door for you by the end of the week. Keeping everything crossed. Right, let's see. First of all, if you just tripped over this live and don't know who I am, I'm Sarah from Funky Fossil. Very warm welcome, and hopefully we might have some new viewers this evening, people joining us tonight. But I recognise lots of the names who are on the live this evening, lots of lovely friends who join me most weeks when I'm live at 7 on a Wednesday. Karen, Caroline, Dawn. Oh, thank you, Steve. That's him telling me it was all good. Julie, what was that cocktail that you and Therese were drinking today? I'm not sure whether it looked appetizing or slightly concerning, but yeah, tell us what that was. It looked like I had a lovely day in a way. Hiya, Kath. I'm afraid you are going to have to do the washing up at some point, Kath, so you're not going to get out of it forever. Hiya, Steph. Oh, bless. So yeah, I can see lots of names. Chris Gollenbach, hi Therese, hi Sam. Oh, lovely to see you, Sam. Hope you're well. So yeah, I can see lots of you. I'm just trying to make sure I don't kick the wires here. I can see lots of you joining and coming on and saying hello. So I really appreciate you. Hopefully you're staying in the cool with me this evening. Hi, Paul. A flaming zombie. Flaming zombie. I think I'd have been a zombie after I drank it, to be honest. Maybe that's the idea. Sparkling water with ice. Well, actually, to be fair, Caroline, I'm actually drinking a cup of tea. I don't know what it is about the hot weather, but it suddenly made me crave a kind of hot drink. So I'm drinking a cup of tea. Whether or not that's a good idea, we will find out. But at least I'm not indulging in anything stronger this evening. Have you got the big TV, Nicola? It's a bit of a challenge getting the big TV at the moment, isn't it? For those of us who've got football fans in the house. So I drove back from the studios yesterday. I'd had a long day. I get up at 4:30 to get into the studios for around 6 for an 8 o'clock show, 8 a.m. show. And I'm driving back, and of course, as soon as I walk in the door, the England match kicks off. So I get absolutely no reaction or anything from the boys. They're all just sat in the lounge watching the TV. So yeah, I might as well not bother driving home last night. Hi, Sylvie, lovely to see you. Georgina as well. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen somewhere that actually drinking a hot drink, and I'm sure when you're in Turkey and Greece, actually you see kind of the locals will drink hot drinks during the heat of the day. So I think it's meant to regulate your body temperature. We'll see. Hi, Sarah, lovely to see you. Janice. Oh, from West Virginia, Janice. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully you're getting some nice weather too. I'm not a hot weather person, to be honest. I used to love it. Now I would prefer it to be cooler and I can layer up. But, you know, I'm not going to complain because we have had a bit of a miserable summer so far. So it's only because I've been packing orders today that I'm grumpy about the hot weather, I'm sure. So what am I going to do tonight? There's so many things I want to do. I was at one point earlier today, I was saying to Tony, I feel really weary and I'm not sure if I can do my live. But then I just thought, there's so many things I want to show you and tell you about. And little bits and pieces that we didn't get to demo yesterday, so I couldn't miss the opportunity of coming on tonight and giving you a bit of a look at some new goodies we've got coming up, Christmas related goodies. So as I did promise you, Timeless Traditions, our headline yesterday, is our big collection. It's our big kind of main Christmas release this year. But I do have some really cool little mini collections and add-ons to the main ones. So I want to share those with you tonight because I feel that will give you the overview. For those of you who didn't shop yesterday and maybe are waiting for the products to arrive in my store, you'll at least know everything that's out there from Funky Fossil, and that can give you a really good kind of overview of what it is that may particularly appeal to you. That is worth saying. The products that were on Create and Craft yesterday will be on my shop on Friday. So you'll be able to shop that collection over the weekend. I've still got stock of everything. I had really deep stock of this collection because it's got to last me for a little while. For any of you who watched yesterday, probably the one item that, well, there's two items actually that really kind of ran away, and I think maybe the first ones to go. I'm not suggesting they were imminent risk, but just to give you the heads up, the rub-ons obviously have been super popular. I'm not surprised, they are fabulous. And the Heartfelt Tree die, which was the free element when you bought the complete collection, still available on Create and Craft. And it sold out as an individual item. It's still available with the main bundle, and I have kept a few back for me, but not a massive amount of stock. So if you are still looking and thinking about what it is from the collection you'd like, the rub-ons and that die are probably the two that would be that I anticipate being the first to go, possibly the papers as well. But just trying to give you a kind of a heads up. No pressure on any of it. Just I hate it when people feel disappointed, particularly because the rub-ons and the dies are the things that I'm least likely to restock because of the time delay of getting them ordered and back from China. So there you go. Yeah, they were just, I have ordered more of the rub-ons than anything I've ever ordered before. I'll be absolutely honest with you, because I loved them so much, but also they have proved to be increasingly popular with every release that we've added them to. And I just couldn't believe that they sold out. I think they sold out as an individual yesterday, but I've kept lots back for me. You did, Dawn. You did see a sneak peek. So right, I don't want to be on for too long this evening because we're all warm, and also I probably could put my feet up, to be honest. Although you know what I'm like, I'll chatter on for a good couple of hours if you'd let me. So what I'm going to do this evening is show you these two little add-ons to our full Christmas reveal. And as a result, I will do two giveaways this evening. I don't know if Ali is live and on the live with me. If she isn't on the live with me, then I will get Mr. G to choose two names at random, and we'll put them on the Facebook group after we go off air. But if Ali's on, then I'll get her to text me while we're live. The two giveaways I will do will be one of each of these mini collections I'm about to share with you. And with each of them, I will put that cable knit embossing folder. I don't know if I've got one with me. I haven't got one in its packaging with me, actually. But I will put that cable knit embossing folder in with each of those giveaways, because let me turn this around. I'm trying to show you things on my desk because I think it will work beautifully with both of the collections we're going to talk about tonight, and of course with the main collection that we released yesterday. So given it was a late entry, I thought let me put one each in a giveaway. So we've got two giveaways this evening. Please like and share. Please kind of make as many people aware as possible of our Wednesday lives. Oh, hi Ali, you are on. You missed it now, Ali. I had said if you were on, you might message me, but I wasn't sure if you'd make it. Two giveaways, sweetheart. We're going to do a giveaway of the collection by Daisy Ray and a giveaway of the collection by Belinda, which we're going to share both details of both tonight. So if you can choose me 2 names at the end of the live and message me, I can see my phone tonight. I know where my phone is, so I'll be able to tell everyone who's won. Right. You can see what's on my desk. Oh, thank you again for joining me, everyone. I can see new names coming on all the time. Maxine, lovely to see you as well. Yes, so the first one I want to talk to you about, and I think this is what Dawn was referring to when she said, did we see a sneak peek on the counter, is I don't know if you remember, there were 2 advent calendars, finished advent calendars on the counter yesterday. One obviously using our beautiful Timeless Traditions collection, and the other in a slightly more contemporary and kind of modern colorway, and that was from our Snow Merry collection. And you can see here it's a beautiful one from Daisy Ray. It's a mini collection, as she did for us with the mermaids, and that was really popular with all of you. So this is a bit of a departure. This is the only Christmas I'm doing that isn't kind of integral to Timeless Traditions. This is a little bit of a kind of side hustle that I wanted to do, because I know how much you love the mermaids. I know how much you love Laura's artwork. So this felt like it was something that would be really affordable and will appeal to those of you who like cute and also want to work with something a little bit more modern and contemporary. So the reason I'm sharing with you tonight is it will be a web exclusive for Create and Craft next week. So from the 1st to the 5th of July, Create and Craft will be the only place you can buy it online, and we've got a great price on it. So I wanted to make you aware of it first. And what I promised Create and Craft I will do is film a demo with it over the weekend. So they've got a demo that they'll be able to share with people who are interested in the bundle. So look out for that. Of course, I will have it after the 5th of July. So if you want to wait or you don't shop at Create and Craft, then you'll certainly be able to get it from me from the 5th of July onwards. And it's a really lovely price point. As I say, I'm aware Timeless Traditions is a big collection. So if you want to buy this as well, I didn't want to stretch your budget, but equally for those of you who just want to kind of add an extra little thing to your existing Christmas stash, I thought this might just be the ticket. So hopefully you can see what is in this collection, and you can see an A6 stamp set from Laura. Beautiful. These little characters are just adorable. And I must point this one out to you because I haven't done it yet, but I absolutely will be. Can you see this little one? So it's like a little snow baby. It's just it doesn't have a body with it. And what I'm going to do is color that one green and do a happy Christmas, you know, like a happy birthday one from Zinsky Art. I just thought we could have those as 3 little peas with a happy Christmas underneath. I just made myself laugh with that, so I thought I'd tell you. So it's very much a snow family, as you can imagine, with lots of beautiful little add-ons: the bird, the holly, the mug of hot chocolate, little gingerbread man. The way that the arms, other than the girl who's obviously holding the banner there, the way the arms are arranged, it's great to be. I've had the snowman with the candy cane in his hand. I've had the little bird on the snow boy's arm, so you can build this up and put the little characters to good use with these figures. And then we've got a 6x6 paper pad, because again, the scaling of Laura's artwork I think works well with 6x6, and this is very kind of fresh and fun, bright colours. As you saw from the advent calendar, I've used these papers with the advent calendar again, just as a nice way of showcasing how pretty they are and how well they work together. So some of these aren't even Christmas at all. They are just bright and fresh color palette. I love this one with all the kind of houses there. You can imagine using your Stella paste just to glitter this up, and obviously having that as a setting for your snow family. But again, nothing Christmas on this one. So you've got your nice stripes, patterns, really pretty pink snowflake papers. This one, of course, reminds me of our fabulous Tied with a Bow stencil that we were looking at yesterday on TV, with that whole page of presents. But again, nothing on there is Christmas. They're all bright colours. That could be anything for a birthday or other celebration. Snow family or snow people on here. This is a very muted one. It's almost like a soft heather colour, soft heather colour with very fine dots on it. I don't know if the dots were showing up. And then, of course, a nice breaker neutral pattern as well. And I think this might be my favourite one of the paper pad. I just love this, the dark blue with the trees against it. Again, add your Stella paste. This can be a great kind of scene as a nice contrast with your snow folk in front of it. And then the final one I put in the paper pad is I just added one. Again, there are no words with the snow folk. I think, of course, that our stripped back Christmas sentiments will be a perfect addition with this collection, because you're going to have those really cool contemporary sentiments that you can add to all your cards. But in the paper pad, just in case you are at a loss with your sentiments, I have added this in, so you can cut this out and use it as an oval. You could use it as a card front. So there you go. That is the paper pad. And the only thing that I've added to this mini collection to keep it affordable and really neat is this fabulous snowstorm stencil, which I think we had out last year. So do check your stash in case you have it already. I know, Nicola, that's true, isn't it? The little stamps just kind of, I think, are intriguing, and it's amazing how often they're the ones you reach for. So yeah, there you go. I love this, and I've got some super amazing samples to share with you. Again, I won't take long, and I haven't got all of them. I will be taking these to TV, actually, as in a show at some point this summer. So obviously we'll be looking at all of these samples on the counter at a later point. And it honestly, I never fail to be amazed, because the design team, you know, they had their timeless traditions, which, as you know, kind of very different in style, and they had this, and they created amazing samples with both of them. So it feels to me like there is no style that phases them. They just take them all in their stride. And Carol Ann has been fabulous in providing me with some samples as well to go with this collection, and this is one of hers, which I think really just captures the whole vibe, because she's got it as a baby's first Christmas. It's a wonderful shaker card, and then you've got your little baby snow person. Isn't that so sweet? So again, that pink snowflake paper in the background. This one by Carol Ann absolutely blew me away. Are you going to do a video on this one, Carol Ann, that we can see your process? But she's created a really fabulous dimensional snow globe effect card. Obviously stands by itself. You've got your snow family, you've got your background papers there. It's just stunning. Isn't it great? So yeah, I'm hoping Carol Ann's going to share a video with that. And then this one is from Carol Ann. Look at this again. So although these stamps aren't like, you know, absolutely, they're an A6 set. They're not the biggest. You've got your papers here. She's used the village scene to create this border here. But they really hold their own, don't they? Even on quite a large dimensional card like that. How cool. It folds up. This folds up as a 5x7. Oh, like that, do you mean? To go in an envelope. It's cool. Very, very cool. And can you imagine as well, as I was saying, a part of the giveaway tonight will be the cable knit embossing folder. But again, with the snow folk with their woolly hats and its kind of snowy scenes, I think that embossing folder will really work well with these designs. Now this is by our lovely Sarah, and she's used that heartfelt tree. We know that's been a real favourite with everybody, but she's used all the papers. So again, completely changes it up, the look of it. It's no longer kind of going for that kind of folk feel that went with the vintage traditions collection. This now looks much more contemporary, and she's cut out that element. Oh, I have to say from the paper, it must be, it's from the cover, isn't it? Where have I put that now? Lord love us. I am all over the shop as always. There we go. She's chosen that one, that element there to make the sentiment. So she's even used an element from the cover. And look at this, how fabulous. Is it from Sarah? Yeah, so she's got our little snow babies. She's almost used them like he's juggling them like the balls, snowballs around his head. So I love this one as well. And then from Sarah too, she's stacked up the whole snow family to create a kind of middle element on the card. Isn't that great? So as I say, this is a really, really different style from the designs I was showing you earlier this week. There's that tree again in black. Is this from Brian? It's from Brian. So the tree here now contrasting with that lovely soft pink background, really strong colours. And then you've got tree decorated with those lovely, beautiful little elements from the stamp set. So that scale works really nicely. I'm pleased about that. This is from Brian as well. And he's obviously got our the snow boy, kind of almost like in a big snowball rolling around. I think that's so cool. It's Brian, yes. And from Brian as well, we know Brian is an old romantic at heart. So this one says love never melts. The tree again, and this loved up couple. It would be great. It's great for kind of babies' first Christmases. It was great for couples, any family card, because you can obviously customize it to suit the family. And then this is Sarah. I should have known it's a big card. And she again has used the tree in the set as a central point, all the little decorations and the family around the tree. And you can see how often members of the design team have used the strip back sentiments with this one, as I was saying earlier, because it's just going to give you that nice scale of sentiment to go with the stamps. And it's been stamped here actually on the background paper too. Isn't it so cute? So, oh, hi Karen, lovely to see you. You've fallen asleep. Well, most people fall asleep while they're watching me, so at least you actually woke up and joined us. So that is Snow Merry, and it will be available on Create & Craft, as I say, from Monday. I will be doing a demo with it. Of course, it will be on TV later, and it will be on my shop too. But if you're a CNC member and you know you're going to get your extra 10% discount on the price that it goes on the website on, then I wanted to give you the heads up and make you aware that was coming, because you are here after all, so you deserve to know first. And then I'm really excited about this. I think, is Belinda on? Hi Sue, hi Mitra. Is Belinda on? I'm sure she is. I'm sure she'll pop up. So our Belinda, as we know, is an absolute genius at all things steampunk. She is here. Oh, bless you. And she's a genius at all things steampunk. And we were talking about a steampunk Christmas. We don't often see that kind of artwork. And she's come up with this stunning set of stamps. And this is going to be available. I hope the design team aren't going to shoot me because I changed my mind. This is going to be available in my shop from Friday. And you're going to, I think, immediately see how wonderfully well it's going to correspond with everything from Timeless Traditions, because you've got those textures, because you've got that slightly grungy edge to some of those papers that Olga put together. You've got your washi tape. This is just really a kind of a beautiful extension of Timeless Traditions, but with a bit of a twist, because you've got your fabulous kind of little toy, you know, kind of, these are all effectively Christmas decorations really, but with that kind of cog and gears detailing. And you've got like a little vintage car here with that kind of balloon. I just think it's great. I mean, I have never seen Christmas stamps like this. I mean, I genuinely haven't. Belinda, I think, really liked a an ornament that I did last year for Christmas, which was a stencil, which had 2 layers. So she's done a fabulous stamp here. So you can imagine these are good size stamps because it's an A5 stamp set. So these are the 4 main images. So they're all, each of them probably around A7 effectively. So she's done an ornament here, which I think, you know, you put this with your metallic embossing powders and it's just going to absolutely pop. I just don't know how you draw them, Bella, because just the level of detail is just stunning. We've got our steampunk tree. We've got our Cogs and Gears snowflake. We've just got one sentiment on here because I really wanted these to sing and I didn't want to compromise the size of these, because you can imagine if you use them on shrink plastic as well, you're going to get amazing embellishments with them. So one sentiment in Belinda's trademark fonts, so it will fit obviously with other designs that she has done, and you know, she does all these amazing tutorials for us in these lives, and she's shown how her characters, the steampunk characters, can be used for festive makes as well. So this sentiment with those steampunk menagerie characters will work perfectly, or combine your steampunk menagerie characters with these elements. I'm so pleased we actually kind of managed to do this year. And then we've got this chain here along the top, which of course is going to give you all those options of hanging your decorations on your card. And we thought that would just really help you put your composition together. They're amazing, Belinda. They really are amazing. And Belinda is live tomorrow night today's Wednesday. She's live on Friday night in Junk Journals and Mindful Mixed Media, and she'll be demoing these new products alongside obviously Timeless Traditions, again show you how they mesh together. And also she is doing the live here next Wednesday, so she'll be using these products then as well. So I wanted to have them in the shop so you could get your hands on them as soon as possible. Doesn't end there. We've got 3 stencils that are going to obviously correspond perfectly with beautiful stamps. They're not scaled the same, as you can obviously see, but they've got the same concept to them, so you can actually build your backgrounds and your layers. And of course, with stencils, you know how many fabulous techniques you can do. So we've got a 2-layer Christmas tree. Oh, just done that now. Do with the black, couldn't I? Black card. So you've got your outline, which again, in itself, that aperture you could do so much with, because you could stamp anything into it or layer your stencils inside that. But it will also fit perfectly around this beautiful Cogs overlay. So you can use them together or apart, depending if you want a solid colour behind and then your detail over the top. Belinda's shared some images of things she's already made with this collection, which I'm going to click to in a minute because she's put them in the studio for me. And I know the GT have made lots of fabulous things with them as well, because I've been seeing their make. So we'll start that inspiration coming in the next day or so. So that ornament I was referring to, I've cut the wrong one this evening, Belinda, haven't I? I was cutting them before we went live. But Bella, the stencil should have the hook, shouldn't it, with the aperture? So just ignore this, other than the fact that the artwork shows you what you can do. You've got your solid circle and you've got your overlay, but actually the stencil also includes the kind of the top of the bauble as well. I don't know which version I've got here. Anyway, it looks stunning, and I've got an example from Belinda to share with you. So again, this isn't, just to be clear, this hasn't been the stencil hasn't been designed to be an exact match with this. It's a slightly different scale, so you've got, again, more options. And then we've got the Tree of Trees, which is a single layer stencil, and just a brilliant kind of, obviously, that tree built from the individual trees, which are the same tree design as we've got here. So you've got, again, different scale there, and you can imagine this in front of the Tree of Trees, or the other way around. Aren't they fab? It is making the hang thing, isn't it? I wonder I wonder how I managed to cut that. Oh Lord, I confuse myself a lot of the time. So let me just click on to some of the images that Belinda's shared in the studio, because she will go through them in more detail in her lives. And also, I know, as I say, the DT will be sharing theirs as well. But I can, and do put your link to the live in the Funky Fossil group either tomorrow or Friday, Bella, as well, so we don't miss it. Let me just get to the pictures. So here are some examples that Belinda's already done and made, and they're on their way to me as we speak. So you've got your fabulous, each of your main focal points there, and the sentiment underneath them. So, and of course you've got your fantastic, can you see me wiggling my mouse around or not? I'm not sure. And you've got your fantastic chain there for kind of hanging them as well. And then I love this one, because this is using Belinda's fabulous steampunk alphabet, which we've seen her use regularly, which is now perilously limited stock. I think I've probably only got the fingers of one hand left. So if you do want to be adding festive sentiments to this A5 stamp set, then now is probably going to be your last chance to get that alphabet stamp set. And then here we have some gorgeous examples coloured by Belinda. I think she's probably used her kind of trusty Tim Holtz watercolour pencils to do this. I might be wrong. She could tell me if I'm wrong. And then the last example I've got to share with you here is where she's demonstrating absolutely why and how this fits beautifully with the Timeless Traditions collection, because she's got the A6 collage stamp by Olga in the backgrounds on each of those brilliant tags. So you can imagine how beautifully this is going to work with those tartans and plaids and all the other bits that make up that collection. So I didn't want to put it on the counter, so let me switch back to me. Switch back to me. Too many buttons there. I didn't want to put it on the counter this week because I just felt it might kind of overwhelm you all and be just a slight variation from the path of Timeless Traditions. But actually, knowing how many of you love the steampunk style, I know you're going to absolutely adore these. So I highly recommend them. I think they are fabulous. They're so unusual. I think they're very funky fossil. They are a bit of a quirky take on Christmas. And so we've shown you traditional and vintage, but now we're showing you how you can take that in different directions. And Belinda's done that brilliantly. So as I say, do check out her live on Friday. And also say next Wednesday, she's here. Not actually here, but she's here on the live, and she'll be demonstrating with these as well. So it was the watercolor pencils, wasn't it, Bella? I thought it would be. So yeah, I kept this one back as a little bit of a sneaky treat for you all, and I did want to kind of make sure that you got the kind of the sense of where the whole Timeless collection was going. So you can imagine, you know, you've got these wonderful tags, and now you've got these kind of fabulous steampunk elements that are going to go on top of them. You've got your washi tapes. Of course, they look stunning alongside the rub-ons as well. So I wish I was somewhere cool and not in Leeds, Belinda. So yeah, it'll all make a marvelous mashup. That's what I think. So I'm going to have this in store from Friday alongside the full collection that we released this week. So you can add it to your basket, pick and choose from the whole range as suits you. And I will be taking them to TV later in the summer as well. So they'll be available there at some future point. And the Snow Mary, the cute Snow Mary collection will be live on Create and Craft as of Monday, just for a week as an exclusive to them at great price. So that, and then that's it. That is Christmas done. I don't want you to feel like you've been misled when I've said I'm doing a big release and then nothing else. These are literally the only remaining elements of Christmas to share with you from Funky Fossil. So don't think there's something else coming out in a month or a number of weeks and you want to kind of hold back and wait to see what else I am bringing out. Christmas is covered as far as I'm concerned this year. Yeah, it's 27, 28 here today, Sarah. So very, very warm. I mean, it's no warmer than it was in Spain, but I wasn't packing orders in Spain, was I? Right. What time is it, everybody? How long have I been chattering on to you? Remember, like, share, take part, comment, and we'll be giving away one of each of those collections at the end of the live. And I've got time, haven't I? I've got time. I had a message from a lovely lady who watched the first show on Create and Craft on yesterday, the 8 o'clock show, and it wasn't able to watch the rest of it. She'd made a purchase, but there were some bits and pieces that she wanted to kind of hear or find out more about. And I think from memory, I don't know if she's on tonight. From memory, she was wanting to know or get some ideas for how you might colour or kind of highlight the berries on some of the elements in the collection. And she also wanted ideas for using washi tape. So, and I bet you've all got loads of fabulous ideas for using washi tape. It's one of those things, certainly, that I collect and then sometimes do forget to use. I'm particularly pleased with the washi tape in this collection because I know I'll be using it for gift wrap as well. So I know I am going to get through it. But when you're using it as embellishments on cards, sometimes you might be thinking, oh, well, what might I use it for? So first of all, here was the what I was going to suggest around the berries or the mistletoe in this stamp set from the Festive Greenery. This was a demo I did. I can't remember which hour I did it in. Did I do it in the 8 o'clock hour? Oh, hi, Karen. Was it you? Did I do this in the 8 o'clock hour? I can't remember. But it's a really good point that Karen made, because I was conscious even as I was doing the demo. Obviously, I didn't have time to colour in all the leaves in the time I had on air. But of course, because this is stamped against a green background, then some of these elements, the berries particularly on this one, get a little bit lost. Now, what I would do, certainly with the mistletoe berries, which I think are kind of white or a greeny white, is I would be using a jelly roll or a white pen. I'm using my Imala one. Caroline will be the person to tell us whether or not they are still available. But if you've got the Sakura jelly roll as well, they will do that job. And so when you've got something like this where you're worried about will it get a bit lost against the background, this is how I would bring it back out. I would colour those berries that I think have got lost in the greenery a little bit with the white. I will hold this up in a second just to show you. But I will then, once I've done that, I will add a little bit of our Stella paste to them just to make them pop a little bit more, and obviously adds that particularly festive vibe. So you can do all the berries. Obviously, some of these are already against a white background, so you don't necessarily need that. The other thing I would do with the berries, I don't have it with me to hand at this point in time, but if you have glossy accents, that kind of that glaze, that drop of glaze, they're not in stock at the moment, Caroline. The alternative to the Imala ones would be the Sakura jelly roll, but I do like the Imala ones, are fabulous. So it's worth looking out for those when they are back in stock. Yeah, use glossy accents will give you that glazed raise. So raise rise. So I would colour them white and then add some glossy accents to give them that lovely polished finish. Or an alternative way of doing it with our festive thinking in mind would be to add some of our Starlight paste And I'm just looking for a little brush. Here we go. Now, I don't want anybody to tell on me because I'm going to use one of Tony's fabulous stencil brushes, which are obviously far too good for applying your Stella paste to your projects, but it's just got a nice size tip to it. So if you do use it, and I've used it before, then obviously make sure you put it in water straight away because it will set hard. And it will lose all its brush qualities, as I said on air yesterday. So, but again, if you're going to apply the Stella paste with a brush, you just really literally want to dot it on. So, and what will happen is, it's a bit like an alternative to this, if you don't have the Stella paste and you don't want to invest in it, is use your glitter glues, your stickles, for example, from Ranger. They will do this as well. But if you have already invested in a large pot like this, then make sure you get as much use out of it as possible, because this is a great way of embellishing your projects and making even more use of that paste. And I will lift this up in a minute. And I'm going to do a similar job. Can you see that? Can you see? Is there any? I can see it in real life, but I'm never sure whether you can catch the glitter effect of the Stella paste. But hopefully you can. Yeah, they do wash out. I have used this brush already for Stella paste, to be honest, and it is at the moment still like a brush, not a stick. So there's one way with the mistletoe, but of course a similar approach to take with your red berries. And of course we've got lots of holly in the collection. I don't have any holly stamped out at this point. Would be to use your, what am I doing today? Here we go. To use your Ruby Slippers, your red paste, to add a highlight. You could of course use your Starlight as well. I mean, if you use Starlight on your little red berries, you're just going to emphasize the color. So don't feel like you have to have a red paste for this. But of course, when you've got these lovely red elements and red highlights on you, here's a piece of the pattern paper, for example, then again, I'm just going to be trying to be super light-handed with this because these berries aren't that big, but they're going to be. It really does make a difference. So I did a bottle bag, or I kind of did a bottle bag in my last hour, and I used the red Stella paste on the craft cards in the middle of the poinsettia. It really, really does pop. So I won't do all of them, but this is a nice effect as well, Karen, in terms of just customizing your paper, making it that little bit more special. Let me pop this in some water before Caroline messages Tony. Let me see. Can you see this? Can you see anything here? It will be one of those things that people will just catch when you give it to them, and it will just lifts the paper up a level. And because you get 3 designs in the pad, one really nice way, if you're going to do a card like this, for example, where you weren't going to do a lot in this space, maybe just going to stamp a sentiment, is actually cut out these presents from one of the other papers in the pad, layer them up, add a little bit of the Stella paste to the berries, and you've already made the card quite special. So really easy and really quick ways of adding a bit of dimension and a bit of impact to your your berries on your cards, making them part of the focal point. And I think as well, you'll have seen that I've used it here, for example, on the ornaments. I used a bit of the gold. What do I call it? Champagne. The champagne on the stamped ornaments. So again, you're going to get lovely effects here. This isn't adding a huge amount of dimension. It's not making them bulky, but it is just giving that little strand of gold along the edge of the bauble. Is that what you meant, Karen? Do message me afterwards, or ask again because I know this group is super creative, and I'm sure people have got lots of other ideas as well. But in my mind, when I was thinking about the berries in this collection, either the holly or the mistletoe, I was thinking that's how I would bring them to life. Now, the other question that you asked me was washi tape. You get a lot. You do get a lot in the rolls. There's 10 meters on each roll. So my first advice would be don't skimp on it. Just get it on there and get it used. I know with paper pads, we can sometimes be very aware of how many pages we've got, but with 10 meters of washi tape, it's going to go a long way. So for example, here's one use I've been putting my washi tape to. This is the tartan from the set of 3 that you get, and I have used it around the edge of this box frame just to make it a bit special and give it a vintage feel. I haven't actually used any glue. Now, I'm not sure whether that means it will stay like this forever, because washi tape does have a reputation for not necessarily being permanent. So if you're wanting to do some kind of embellishment or element like this on a canvas or on a frame, you may well want to add some adhesive to it to really kind of keep it stuck permanently. It's a great way for doing something like this because it's very it's just very forgiving. You know, you're going to wrap it around. It's much easier to do this on a frame than it is to try and kind of use paper, because of course this is just going to wrap perfectly around and give you that immediate adhesion. So I think that's one way that I have been using it, just as an idea in terms of if you do anything like that. Back up on the shelves behind me. And then the way I typically use it, or use it most often, and I do use it a lot like this, is I will use it as trim around the edge of cards. So if I want a panel just to stand out from the mat I've got it on, but I don't want to use paper all the time, of course this is going to just stick straight to your card. You're not going to worry. It's semi-transparent, as I think I say quite often. So you can see here, because it's on a white base, then the colours are quite true, because there's nothing interfering with the pattern of the washi. If you were to put this washi tape, let me get a piece. For example, if you're going to put plaid onto a piece of red card, it's going to kind of disappear or disappear much more, because it's taking, actually looks really cool, doesn't it? It's taking on some of the colour that's beneath it. So you will get a different look depending on what you put it on. If you use it on craft card, you won't get quite the same true colour, because you've got that beige underneath it. So yeah, I was thinking that, Nicola. I think I would, if I was wanting to put it onto a frame and keep it there permanently or on a canvas, then yeah, I would put some collage medium over the top of it to seal it. Another idea and I used it on the bottle bags on the 4 o'clock show, because you've got your 10 meters, you're going to be able to use it to embellish lots of things like that and give that coordinated look. But if I'm honest with you, that's probably the way I use it most frequently. One of the really cool things about washi, and I do this a lot, is its tearability. So you can just tear it up. You don't need to always stick with your 3 centimeter wide depth of it. You know, you can create really cool looks, and again, it kind of has a tatty look to it already, so it's great to have torn pieces. And then, sorry, I'm bouncing all over here, just I'm talking as ideas come to me, really. Then that's a great way of grounding your images. So that's another way I often use it. If I've got a lot going on a project, but now I've got an image, it's a character or something like a tree that I want to then position on the card, I don't want it floating, then actually just tear a strip and actually sometimes layer it. That's another really cool look. So if you layer the bits on top of each other, you immediately start to get kind of variations in colour and different depths of the colours coming through, because you've got the layers working against each other. So you can create hills, and then you can have your fabulous tree or whatever else you want to put there. Kind of almost, it doesn't look too like a strip then. It's a bit more organic. So yeah, I hope there are some helpful ideas, and there are loads of uses. You can put them around bottles and just so many ways. As Nicola was saying earlier, then, you know, if you're going to put it onto glass or a canvas or something you want to be a more permanent decoration, then you probably also want to try and seal it as well. Yeah, I think I got it from Hobbycraft, Kath. I think I've had it for ages, but I think I might have got it on one of those deals from Hobbycraft, that box frame. It's great because it's got a magnetic seal on it. It's I think it wasn't too expensive, and I thought it was a nice way of showcasing products. Yes, I was going to suggest that, Julie. Thank you. You're right. Because the washi tape adheres so beautifully, seamlessly to your cardstock, you could actually, I'm carried away with myself now. You're all giving me ideas. You could effectively almost create your own little patterned paper. I'm using the 15mm one here now. You can butt them up against each other to create almost like a strip here. Should we do it? Should we put it through the embossing folder? And then you can emboss it. So it's going to take on the texture of the embossing folder as well. I don't know what's wrong with my nails tonight. They're not working. Let's do one more. But this is a really quick and easy way. I don't know why I'm trusting anything Julie says, because she's been drinking these flaming zombies today. She could be telling us any old rubbish. So I have a panel of red cards. So this will look different again if you did it on your white card. Your base the base you use will give you a different effect. But we'd started on the red, so that's what we finished with. So you can imagine with your 10-meter rolls, how many, if you've got tags, white tags, for example, that you're going to cut for Christmas, or craft tags, put a strip of this along the bottom of it, so it will elevate it immediately. You're not using lots of your pattern paper to make your tags with, but you've also got an element that's going to still coordinate with other parts of the collection. Let's put this through an embossing folder and see what it does. It can't go any worse than did you see it? I think it's at 4 o'clock when I did this one, because I used a spritzer that I've been lent, bless her, but it was like a power jet, and so I thought I was going to spritz the ink on the embossing folder, and it absolutely soaked it. So I got much more. I was going for this. I got much more ink leakage than I actually meant to. I was going to try and do that effect. So yeah, this can't go any worse, she says optimistically. So I've mopped down my embossing folder because it was still covered in green ink. Which way, everybody? I need to put. That was the right way, wasn't it? I'm putting the sticky up bits underneath, aren't I? Because I want them to push through. Is that right? Is that right, everyone? Tell me now. Tell me now. I think so. I'm having a bit of a kind of blank. Were you laughing at me? Honestly, it's already a difficult enough job with Adam presenting, right? Let alone me looking at my embossing folder. It is that way, isn't it? Yes, thank you, everyone. I don't know what it is about embossing folders. I just always get a mental block over which way I need to put the card in. So Let's run that through. And Adam hadn't been very well, bless him, and he came in to do the show with me because I wanted to do a show with him. So kind. And I had my 8 a.m. my midday shows with lovely Carol. So I had a great day. It is like crafting with friends. Oh, that's a really cool effect, Julie. Can you see that? Can you see how? So of course they've got you. Obviously, I've brought my tape and you've got your beautiful deep deboss, but that looks really cool, doesn't it? Yeah, what a great idea, Julie. Thank you. That flaming zombie is obviously not gone to your head. So yeah, so Karen, so you started us off on this little experiment, but you can imagine now with my tree that everyone's been loving so much, how beautifully that pops against the texture we've got. Just trim it down, trim the red down from top and bottom, and that will really kind of pop against that beautifully textured base. And because you've got the washi tape is virtually kind of blended into the paper, it doesn't have any extra bulk, so you're not going to struggle to put it through your embossing machine. That's really cool, isn't it? I wish I'd thought of that before, Julian. I could have done that as a demo yesterday, honestly. So there you go, some ideas for you, Karen, and we want to see projects in the group, and I want all of you to be sharing all your great ideas for how to use washi in the group as well, because I think it's a good shout, Karen. It's the one product that I absolutely adore, but I know that we all hoard it and then don't necessarily use it as much as we could do, because it's really versatile and actually very economical in terms of the amount that you get on the roll. And this, because we've just dabbed it on, dries super quickly, so you don't need to worry about the drying time when you do that. When you put it through stencil, you've got a bigger quantity of medium to dry on the project. But actually, when you're just dabbing on embellishments like this, it won't take you long at all for it to dry. Do you want me to take a photo of this one, Karen, of the embossed washi tape? I'll take a photo and put it on the group afterwards, if that's what you mean, sweetheart. So yeah, do you know what? I think, given it's 8 o'clock, I think I'm going to leave it there. What I'm going to do when I go off the live is have a little play with this, just to finish it as a project, so that I can share it in the group, and you can see it as a reminder on ways of using washi. And I will be this weekend. I will be filming. Let me sit down. I don't want to sit on my die cutting machine. This weekend I'll be filming a demo with Snow Merry, so there'll be inspiration for you on using that next week. You've got Belinda coming up tomorrow night and next Wednesday with am I there? With her fabulous mechanical Christmas elements. So there's lots more coming up this week. I've got fabulous new collection coming later on in July. It's July next week. And also I'm at Doncaster Crafting Live for any of you who are coming to that. So I do hope anybody who is planning the trip to Doncaster is going to bob over to see me and say hello and tell me who you are, because I do love to meet everybody in person when you're there. Just checking if I missed any questions. But a final word for me is one of huge thanks for the purchases, all the cheerleading, all the support yesterday and in the build up to the Timeless Traditions. It really means a lot to me. I get very nervous. I do get nervous going to TV. I get nervous with the new collection. So when I hear and see all your positive feedback, it really kind of gives me confidence. Thanks as well to the design team and to our fabulous Dawn for her guest design turn on this collection, because she's made some stunning examples with it. Dawn as well, I'll be sent, don't buy it, Dawn. because I'll be sending you the cable knit embossing folder, because obviously it would have been part of the main collection if I'd had it in time. So please sit on your hands, don't order that on Friday when it goes on the shop. I'll be sending that to you. Ali, you've given us our 2 winners. Oh, it's my lovely Sam. Sam has won Daisy Ray. Sam, I don't know if any of you know, but Sam was one of my first design team members. She's been with me or with Funky Fossil since we started, and she's very, very talented. So Sam, you're going to get the Snow Merry collection, and the wonderful Sylvie is going to get the Festive Mechanica from Belinda, the mechanical collection. So I will contact both of you and get those out to you. Right, I've been jabbering away. You saw enough of me yesterday. It's another hour today. I've told you what's coming along the way in terms of new goodies and inspiration we've got in store to share ideas for using it. As Karen has done, if ever there's a product you've seen that you'd like more ideas on how to use, then please do message me, because it really helps me, gives me ideas for future lives. So I always love to get those questions. And the final thing I meant to say, because I got a question from another lovely lady today, is I will film over the weekend a super quick video on how to put together the advent calendar. It really is a case of clipping the pieces of MDF together, but I totally get when you get a whole bag full of MDF, it can look a bit overwhelming. So I will film that and we'll put it on the group, so that any of you who purchase this and you get it at home and think, what on earth, there'll be a little video just showing how that all clicks together for you. So I will be doing that this weekend too. So that's it. I'll leave you to the rest of your Wednesday evening. Hope you're all surviving the football tournament, and thank you again. And I'm going to see you again very shortly. But it will be Belinda on Friday over in Junk Journals, and Belinda next Wednesday. So you won't get rid of me. I'll be around. So take care. See you all very, very soon. Bye for now.